I was walking back from class one day, and I noticed a shadowy figure looking near the woods. It had massive, glowing red eyes with resemblance to the cryptid Mothman. It really freaked me out. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something out there. Within the following weeks, there was talk of a new transfer student who was more than weird and causing a ruckus on campus. I never saw the student in person, but from what I've been told, they have the same beady red eyes as the half man, half moth that I saw in the woods.
Hi, my name is Mothman. Yes, the Mothman. I know, I get that a lot. You're probably wondering how someone as recognizable and talented as me is doing at a place like this. So it all started when I was in the woods adventuring, going to new places, and I heard some laughter. I crept to the edge of the forest, and I saw a bunch of students. They were laughing, having a good time. So I started to go after them. And, they kept walking faster, turning around. I don't know what that was for. It probably wasn't at me. There's probably some nice bird out there or something. So I kept going. And eventually I found myself in the heart of this campus. And there was just so much laughter, so many students just having a great time, and most importantly, there was so much light. Those lampposts, oh my God. Sorry. Anyway, I applied and I got in, right away, which was pretty cool. So, it's just such an inclusive place, and I really feel so accepted here.
I'm transferring. It turns out that the shadowy figure and the transfer student are connected, and that the cryptid that stalked me in the woods is now a SUNY New Paltz student and resident in the dorm.
Everyone's terrified of him. Sometimes people say the roommates are monsters, but mine really is. I put in a request to change rooms numerous times, but to no avail. No one wants to take Mothman, and people are afraid of me by association. I'm the victim here.
The scariest part? They're an education major.
He's definitely not the kind of student I was used to. At first, he was a bit of a disruption in class. Anytime I would put the projector on, he would just walk up and try to touch the screen. And he seems to be very attracted to the lights in the classroom. And he was disappointed that Brightspace was nothing more than a website. Disruptions aside, he shows promise, and he's eager to teach students and cryptids when the time comes. No one can deny that he's passionate. He's even tried to start his own club, but unfortunately people are hesitant to join.
So I heard about all these clubs and organizations on campus, so I figured that I want to join one. They seem fun, and I'll get to know a lot of people because socializing isn't really my thing. So I went to a few, and they all rejected me because quote unquote, I would dim the future of the organization. And really, I find that insulting because that's just not me. I want to bring light. I gravitate towards light. So after all that rejection, I took matters into my own hands, and I started my own club to fight violence against bugs and cryptids.
Aside from the off-putting nature of his being, he's your pretty average annoying roommate. He doesn't shower, he has terrible hygiene, and I've woken up to him picking at his wings at night. I don't even know what he's picking at, but it's disgusting. I don't think he even sleeps. He's up all night playing video games like Fortnite because of the pretty lights and colors. And he asked me if he could plug a nightlight into every outlet because it made him feel more at home.
Navigating the social life here has been a lot harder than I thought it would be. There's just so many lamps, so many of them, and they're just not giving me the light of day. Probably because they don't turn on during the day. But what's that saying? That there's enough lamps in the sea? Is that it?
He followed me to a party one night, and he didn't even make it there. He kept trying to ask all the lampposts we passed out on a date.
Getting onto the academics, I am an education major, so I've been doing a little bit of student teaching. And I gotta say, I think I'm doing pretty well. I do a lecture with a bunch of students, and by the time I'm done with it, no hands are raised. So I think that means that, like, I'm such a good teacher that no one has any questions to ask me. I was so descriptive and did such a great job.
So I applied to the University of Colorado Boulder. There's like a rumored Sasquatch on campus as a business major, but I'd take that over Mothman any day.
As an education major, I want to be able to not just stop violence, but to educate people and bring a new understanding to, who we are. Like, I'm Mothman, going to college. Like, if I can do this, anyone can do it.